So now all of a sudden, Roger Bonds is changing his tune about what he said as it pertains to Diddy. And he also says that we just don't care about his son. Girl, we got to talk about this. Let's juice.
Come on, Blazer.
It's a beef for me.
Wow, 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 wow. For your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Voodoo Doll TV back with a quick little jokes or whatever the case may be. And if y'all have been paying attention to what I've been doing as it pertains to this Diddy character, I have been talking about people who had come out and spoken out about the situation between Diddy and Cassie. Now, this here is one of Diddy's ex-bodyguards who later on went on to work for Ciroc. He said he was very successful over there. And basically, he came out, I want to say a few days ago, confirming the things that Cassie claimed in her lawsuit against Diddy. Now, Cassie also mentioned him as being one of the bodyguards that had to pull him off of her, you know, during one of those altercations. And he was also confirming a few things that Cassie was saying, amongst other things. Well, he came out with his story. Then all of a sudden he got a little backlash. People were just like, I don't know, I'm questioning this guy's motive. I did a video on that, and we come to find out that he was basically upset with Diddy, not because what he did to Cassie, but basically because he felt like Diddy left him high and dry as it pertains to his son, who was locked up in Namibia over in Africa. Now, shortly after that, his page was disabled. I personally thought that maybe, Diddy got the page taken down. And the next thing you know, he pops back up with the page, and now he has a subscribe button on his page. Now, that's not the kicker. The kicker is after he went ghost or went missing, where we couldn't find anything about this man, or everybody was worried, like, oh my God, we need to make sure this man is okay. He has decided to rear his head and not only make it to where you have to pay to subscribe to his his Instagram channel, but also he has some words for the people as it pertains to him basically backpedaling and walking back a lot of the things he said and trying to gaslight the audience to make it seem like, we're just not caring about what's going on with him. Now, before I get into that, I would like to show you guys what the original posts were, and then we'll get into what he's saying now. Let's take a look.
There comes a time when you're in a situation that may seem like a good situation, but if you're not waking up happy, or if you disgruntled, or you really don't want to be around that person, you find every excuse to get out of there. And I got diabetes. So my excuse was, I can't be with you every day. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm losing weight. I'm doing that. But in reality, it was, I was sick. I was sick of you. I was sick of everything that was going on around you. I was sick of having to cover up everything that you did. I was sick. Cassie spoke on it. She said, yeah, I jumped on it. I jumped in between it. That wasn't the only time. It was other times, and it was other people.
Now, you guys heard one of the original posts that the blogs caught a hold of him confirming what Cassie said, and people were just like, I don't know about this dude. His motive seems off. And then I went and found this that the Neighborhood Talk posted as well. Now, in this post, he says, at one time, I would have taken a blicky for this man, and those that know me know that's true. What happened? He said, people say, yo, why are you saying this? Why are you doing this? One reason is because you can't do nothing else unless you want to end up in jail. Nobody worried about their kids when I had them. I mean, nobody. Where's the loyalty? And when it's my son, he says, you want me to have loyalty to someone who couldn't tell me here's 100,000. I may not can go, but I can sure make sure. I don't know what that part. He always trips me up right there, but I can sure make sure he has a legal team. He says, but I'll give some stranger $3 million. F out of here. My truth, my story, my life. 2 faces. Hashtag coming soon. And then he says, oh, you didn't think I would talk about it? Well, watch me. Hashtag the general. Hashtag no sympathy. Hashtag betrayal with a smile. Name one person that has been with Diddy that is well off. Name one. Keep thinking, because I'm just gonna name them. Now, let me say this. In this post, I knew that he had ulterior motives for speaking out against Diddy as it pertains to Cassie. Because I'm saying, okay, if you are saying as a bodyguard originally, you just couldn't stomach being around him, so you would call in sick because of the things that he would do, how can you then double back and be like, oh, but it's not about that, it's about my son, and he doesn't care about my son? So I already knew that this guy was, number one, Looney Tunes, and number two, trying to find a moment, because this had nothing to do with Cassie. I've been saying it since I've been reporting on it. This guy had absolutely nothing to do with Cassie. If you ask me, if I believe he really don't even care about Cassie. That's just what I believe. Neither here nor there. So now, after all of that, after all of the backlash, after him just basically saying this is about my son and he's not loyal to Diddy and Diddy's not a good person and he couldn't stomach him and all of these things, now he has reared his ugly head with another message and he's walking back everything he said. People are speculating that he was paid off. I believe that could be the case as well. But I'm going to let y'all hear what he's saying, and then I'm going to come back for some commentary.
Well, I got a few minutes on this run right here. We're going to talk. I'm going to talk my truth. I got a lot of blogs that's getting at me, right? But I know they getting at me because what I said about Diddy. But what y'all don't know is, I'm going to speak my truth. That's what y'all came here for. I wanted to see how many people was going to start following me. What important people was going to start following me. And I see them. I've been fighting for my son's life for the last 10 years. No responses. Nobody came to it. I say I'm going to tell my truth about Diddy and Cassie, and everybody and their mother start following me. That shit is just crazy. I say I'm going to tell my truth the other day about other people. I said how Puff got on my nerve and made me sick and I wanted to leave, and y'all just ran with it. But see, I'm going to show y'all, this ain't about money. This ain't about nothing, yo. This is about the truth. Now I want to know if y'all can handle the truth. I seen Cassie and Diddy fight. Yeah, I seen them fight just like everybody else fight. Just like I fight. Just like y'all fight with your man and y'all fight with your girl.
So y'all heard this idiot, and at this point, I feel like he got paid off, period. I feel like he got paid off because he's walking back everything he said. Now, he's sitting up here saying, oh, well, it's about my truth. But when you first got on here, sir, you were saying you was doing it because you have 4 daughters. You said it's not about money and all of this, but because you have 4 daughters. Let me pull it up. Right here, he said, this is not meant to be threats or snitching or anything like that against Cassie or Diddy or anyone else. This is me telling my truth as I truly remember it for 2 reasons only. First, because I have 4 daughters. So on all dues, my truth as I seen it, saw it, and was involved with it for years. He's such an incorrect. I don't even care about the sentence at this point. Listen, he said he doing it for 2 reasons, and one being because he has 4 daughters. That's what he said was the reason why he came out and said what he said originally. Now it's, oh, because nobody don't care about my son. No, sir, we don't care about your son. We don't. I done pulled this down on my channel, or I put it up on my channel. We've discussed the case. It sounds like a bunch of malarkey. The whole case sounds weird. Your son was out on bond, sir, and decided, not for 1 blicky charge, but 2, and decided to go all the way to Africa, Namibia, or whatever it is, so that him and a cellmate can meet up with some guy down there and then allegedly go look at diamonds, but somehow the person they looking at diamonds with came up missing. Sir, go lay down. Roger, go lay down. The man came up unalive. Them people came in to arrest your son in 2 hours, and then here we are. Now you want us to go march? What you want us to do? We don't care about your son. We don't. I'm sorry. You're right. We do not care. But that's not why you walking his back. But before we get into that, let's get into this small clip of them talking about his son's case a couple years ago. Check it out.
Influential name in Atlanta's hip-hop industry is speaking out about his son's arrest in hopes of guiding the youth. After working with P. Diddy for more than 15 years, he's now putting his career on hold to focus on his son's freedom. Naima Abdullahi has his story in this week's ATL Culture.
As a father, what I'm going through is being without a son, you know what I'm saying, each and every day.
Roderick Rowland, who goes by Roger Bonds, posted his pleas on Instagram.
Shouldn't be going through it.
That his son, Kevin Townsend, is currently locked up in Namibia, just north of South Africa. His son traveled there with a friend, but in 2011, both men were arrested and accused of murder.
Let's just get him in the courtroom. Let's just see what's going on.
This father, who worked directly under Diddy for more than 15 years in New York and in Atlanta, is wondering why his son is still waiting for a trial after 9 years.
I feel that he's not being given his day in court. I don't feel that he could get a fair trial.
Reports in Namibia indicate the co-defendant had crossed paths with the victim in the U.S. He's hoping to get the case separated where his son will be tried separately.
I feel like I let my son down as a father.
He wishes he set a better example for his son.
So when I came home from being incarcerated, my mind and my thought was on I'm never coming back here again.
He says he's been told the years without a trial is because the defendants are not satisfied with their attorneys. He hasn't been able to write his son or to speak to him. Now he's planning on traveling to Africa soon to explore more legal options to get him a fair trial.
One of the biggest things that I really want people to get out of this is the pain that I'm going through. If you care about your parents, don't put them through this pain.
Sir, while you over there talking about, the pain that you going through, what about the victim's family? Go lay down, Mr. Roger. Mr. Roger, go lay down. We don't care about your son. We don't know him. We don't care. He shouldn't have carried his ass all the way down there to Namibia to go look at so-called diamonds. The whole story don't make no sense. If y'all need to look at it, y'all check out my live that I did, not yesterday, but the day before, I believe it was. Check out that live. We break down what he said happened, and none of it makes sense. Your son, no, we don't care about him. We don't care about somebody over in Africa who shouldn't have been over there because he's out on bond. He shouldn't have been out there in Africa anyway. So it is what it is. We don't care, Mr. Rogers. We don't care. Shoot. And then, it just baffles me because this is the dangerous, nasty world we live in. Because this dude could sit up here and be like, I'm helping out Cassie because Cassie was right. All to have this ulterior motive that only serves himself. And that, to me, if you ask me, that tells me that he's the type of man who did what he did and watched Diddy do what he do because it served him personally. That's what it was. Now, I'm not saying he didn't pull him off of her because it's actually in the court docs. In Cassie's suit, you can see it circled right there. She mentioned him as one of the people who tried to stop Diddy. It says, in the car leaving the club, Mr. Combs beat Mrs. Ventura, pushing her into a corner of the vehicle and stomping on her face. Mr. Combs' security staff, Roger Bonds, see it circled, tried to stop the beating. So listen, he actually did do what she's claiming that he did. But again, he is only speaking out for his son. He doesn't care about anybody but his son. And apparently the 4 daughters that he mentioned originally, he don't care about them neither, allegedly. That's the way it seems. I mean, the reason I would say something like that, sir, is because you originally said you speaking out because she's a woman and you have 4 daughters. And now this is all about your locked up son, your incarcerated son. We don't care. We don't care. He made his bed, he laid in it. Now you yourself is an ex-con. Instead of you raising your son and teaching him better, you didn't, and this is where we at. I don't care. This is harsh. I don't care, Mr. Hold on. Mr. Roger, I don't care. We don't care. We still don't care. And anybody who going over there to subscribe to his channel, y'all crazy. Because he ain't talking about nothing. This is not a good person. This man does not seem like he's a good person. And I believe Diddy paid him to go lay down somewhere. I believe that with my heart of hearts, because none of this makes any sense. Why? It would be one thing to be like, okay, now let's divert the attention over to my son and his case. No. You literally are walking back what you said. See, I said that because I knew that would get y'all attention, but they fight. I watched them fight like any other people fight. Girl, this is not a good person. And I don't know what you was incarcerated for. At this point, it don't really matter. But ultimately, you are the trash that Diddy is. That's what I feel. And I don't care what nobody feel about this. I said what I said. This man is the trash that he's trying to separate himself from as it pertains to Diddy. It wouldn't surprise me if he's done just some of even the worst things to other people in those positions, because that's the type of vibe he gives me. That is literally what he gives me. So, Mr. Roger, now you have tainted your credibility in what people want to hear about as it pertains to the case. Now nobody's going to believe that you're doing this out of the goodness of your heart. And furthermore, at this point, we don't even want to hear from you no more, sir. It's over for you, fat. There's absolutely no way someone can tell me that they've been around Diddy all this time, witnessed the things they've witnessed, and didn't feel a way about it until now. And that's just what it is. He can act like he cared then, but it's obviously he didn't care then and he don't care now, because he said he did all of that just so we can pay attention to his son. But apparently he realizes we don't care about his son. And sir, we don't. We don't, because you don't care about Cassie, and apparently you don't care about them 4 daughters. Said what I said. Mr. Roger Bonds has been canceled at this point. I don't think there's really much else to even hear from him. You heard him in his own words. He watched them fight like anybody else. Girl, bye. That's just some dirtbag mentality, if you ask me. So, Mr. Roger Bonds, I hope you get a flight down to Namibia, and I hope you get to sit down and have a conversation with your son to tell your son, I'm sorry, because you need to look him in the face and let him know that the reason that he is where he is because of you. Whether you were there or not, the reason your son is locked up in prison down there in Africa is because of you, sir. So don't blame nobody else. Don't come around here talking about we don't care about our son. No, sir. You don't care about your son. Because if you cared about your son, you would have instilled different values and integrity and things of that nature, so that he wouldn't have to be around here getting caught with blickies. Getting caught with blickies and getting locked up in prison and carrying his ass all the way down to the Africa people, where he's over there allegedly, well, it ain't alleged, he convicted, over there unaliving people and buying blickies and all of that. Said what I said. So, sir, go lay down at this point, and then, lay down for good at this point. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all think about this, because I'm going to say something real bad, and I'm going to get myself in trouble, girl. I be having to pull myself back, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Drop down in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on all platforms, and I'll see y'all hoes later. Bye.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.